Okay, we're good to go. Good morning. Happy
Morning.
Saturday.
Oh yeah, you have like a free day now that you guys don't
I
have to
have
go.
a free day. Yeah, that was
amazing.
unexpected.
Yeah.
So I'm supposed to be going to a birthday party this morning, but my sister-in-law, her husband and her have a cold. So just to be careful, we're not going, especially since I hang out with my parents. My dad's 83.
Mm-hmm.
Not as young as he used to be.
Yeah. A couple of girls at work, they were like a little bit under the weather. So the tests come back so fast now. It's within hours.
Oh, really? Ours so far, I think, is still a couple days.
Oh, yeah. She got tested at 1 and came back negative at like 5.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. So
yeah, well,
one
that's
less
kind of
thing
where
to
we
stress
all
about.
need to get to, just so that we can live our lives still, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Okay, well, good morning, everybody. If you are live, we are talking today about busting through the blues, because I think winter is coming and we're all starting to feel it. So what we wanted to do is mention that we're going to be sending out samples, free samples this week in the mail. So if you've always wanted to try essential oils for emotional support, then let us know, drop it in the comments below. Yes, I'd love to try some. And we'll just give you a quick, just a quick rundown on like what you're feeling, where you're at, what your goals are. And we can totally help make some suggestions of a couple that we can send out to you. Probably send you like 3 or 4, depending on where you're at, just so that you can try some of the different ones that we're going to be talking about, because it's fun to listen and learn about oils, but it's hard to know if they actually would work for you because each body's so different. So we wanted to be able to send out a bunch of samples this week. We have a couple more awesome Saturday coffee chats coming up for the rest of the month, especially the one at the end of the month, which we will have a special guest speaker on. So we really wanted you guys to get some samples in your hands of these specific emotional support type oils so that you can kind of feel the difference, notice if they're helping with your body. Like I said, everybody's bodies are different, so we'll react differently to different smells. Some people love citruses, some people love florals, some people love like grounding, earthy type smells. So it just depends on where you're at. And often your body can actually change. So something that you might not have liked last year, it might be different this year if you've changed, the toxicity in your body or the stress levels that you have, or there's lots of different ways that our bodies change, they're kind of cyclical. So you want to get some samples so that you can actually smell them, put them on, use them, and see if you like them. So we wanted to just throw that out there. And Candace is going to talk to us today about some awesome tips on how to, just stop feeling so anxious or depressed. I mean, I know that some people get a little nervous about winter coming, and it's certainly been an interesting year with the corona, and now the crazy US election is still going. And I don't know, it's like, even if those things aren't directly something that you're worrying about, it still affects us in the grand scheme of things. It's just that pressure and noise that's still in the world all around us, and it's causing that stress for all of us, because it's creating uncertainty, basically. So take it away, my friend.
All right, so today I'm going to talk about 5 tips that I use to kind of bust through the blues for emotional support, to try and stay positive and feel a bit happier. And then I'll also talk about 5 oils that I use, that I incorporate in the tips that I do. The first one is, the first thing I do in the morning would be turn on my diffuser. And you put it's amazing. So when I first wake up, I've been doing peppermint and wild orange, which is nice. That just makes you feel uplifted and energized for the start of the day. Another one I like to use is peppermint, rosemary, and grapefruit. And then usually in the mornings, part of my morning routine is to meditate. So I will do, if I'm going to do that right away, I'll put frankincense and lemon in the diffuser, and that's super grounding, super soothing. I like that one to start your day off on a calm tone. And I need the girls that did this.
Tell me what you were feeling this morning, because I want to share this with everybody.
Okay, I was so nervous. Most, like, anyone who's watching this that's close to me knows that I like never post on social media. That's out of my comfort zone. I've been getting more comfortable with that, easing into the whole like Instagram scene. And this morning I was so nervous. So I put balance on my feet, and then adaptive on my wrists. And I feel like it made me much more calm.
Well,
when I was doing like my practice run in front of the mirror.
Well, everybody can relate, I think, to being nervous about going live on camera. Like, especially when you're first starting out, this is your second live. Like,
I know.
Congratulations. It takes lady
Thank
balls,
you.
but I'm telling you. And I'm just
But you know what's so funny is that if I was in front of a group, I don't think I'd be that nervous. I just have a weird thing with the camera.
Well, and sometimes it feels like, well, if it's on the internet, there might be 8 million people watching me. And it's like,
yeah, it's so early in Victoria right now. No one's up. No one's watching. I'm nervous.
We have 200 people in our Facebook group tops right now.
I know.
Something. So the chances of like 24 people seeing it, that's about where we're at. Not
right. I know. I don't know. I was just like in my head about it. But yeah, the balance on my feet and the adaptive on my wrist, that was, yeah, that helped so much. And yeah, any of the girls who did the September reset and have the healthy habits kit, balance is in there, frankincense is in there, lemon's in there. Like I think peppermint's the only one that's not in there that I have spoken about. So if you want a peppermint, comment.
So 2 of my girlfriends jumped on, Lindsay and Julianne. Good morning, ladies.
Morning.
They both have quite a few oils. I know Julianne has adaptive.
I love the adaptive. I just got that one. It's awesome.
Yeah, that's a good one. Lynn's, I don't think you've tried adaptive before, but you definitely had the wild orange, which you tried out on your driving through the crazy snowstorm ski trip. So Lynn's, if you want to drop in like what your experience was with wild orange and tell us a little bit of that story, that's awesome. And then I can read it to Candace. And then and Julianne, I know that you loved the adaptive. So just like maybe if you want to just tell us a little bit about your story about adaptive, that would be awesome. So keep going, Candace, but I just wanted to kind of get a chat going with those. Cool. Watch the comments.
The first thing I do, my first tip would be to turn on your diffuser, and it makes your house smell nice. So that's great. Sets your day up. And then number 2 would be meditating. And I know some people are like, don't really know how to meditate. I have been doing it for years, and I still, like, every day is different. I use guided meditations. I'll post some in the comments. I've used Headspace app, it's free. And then if anyone uses Spotify, there's a ton of free guided meditations on there, and you can just kind of search however you're feeling. But
the Spotify thing, like, I'll just put it in the comments. So yeah. Spotify.
I use a podcast called Mindful in Minutes, and it's a girl that leads it.
Say again. Mindful Minutes?
Mindful in Minutes. I can share it. In the comments after. Okay. And then Headspace is another app that I think is free, and some of those are only 3 minutes long. So if you have 3 minutes in your morning, just put your headphones in, and some of it's breath work, some of it's just to like kind of just calm down. And when I meditate, I already listed the frankincense and lemon. And one that I used the other day was the balance on my feet, because a lot of times when I wake up, I like start thinking about, you're already in that stress response, thinking of everything you need to do for the day. And then your mind races, and then you get frustrated that the meditation's not working. I put balance on my feet, and it helped me feel so much more present. Like I was super calm. And the meditation was only 10 minutes, but like it was a good 10 minutes. Like I was listening. I was very in tune.
Probably like the hardest thing for anyone, because like me included, like I would love to learn how to meditate, but every time I've tried, like my mind races, and then I'm just a crazy person. So like,
which is fine. Like that will happen. You just like note those thoughts, and then like keep listening to the voice. Like the entire meditation is guided for me, just so that I have something to focus on.
I think guided meditation would be a better place for me to start. Just when I try to just sit quietly, usually I can hear one of my kids screaming for first of all. But second of all, like I get frustrated with myself. So maybe I'm going to try some of those guided meditations.
Yeah, they're great. And they're short. And you don't need an hour, 10 minutes.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And then my third tip would be gratitude practice, which I talked about in the September reset too. Yeah. I just find I have like a little journal. You could do it on a scrap piece of paper. You could do it on your phone, but I feel like I spend enough time on my phone. So I'd like to write this down. But when I'm having my coffee, I list 3 things that I'm grateful for. And I also, this is really important, I started doing this, including how you contributed to that. So like count your blessings, but count yourself in them too. And that makes such a difference. You're kind of giving yourself some credit, because we don't do that enough either. You're just like always going to the next goal. Like reflect on how you made things that you're grateful for in your life.
So give me an example, because this is like one of my favorite tips that you gave me about this gratitude practice, and I love it.
Yeah, I feel, and then you spend your whole day thinking about like what you're grateful for. It just makes you so aware of that. So something as simple as I'm grateful for my cup of coffee. And then you can be proud of yourself for waking up earlier than you need to so that you can enjoy your cup of coffee. Like you can have a slow morning. You're not grabbing coffee from a drive-through on your way to work, rushing around. Like that's one of my favorite things. When I can get up in the morning and I have time. I have the luxury because I work nights, but if I worked in the mornings, I would just get up at like half an hour earlier. I can enjoy my cup of coffee, have the diffuser on, and like have time to write down 3 things I'm grateful for. Another thing too would be, I like a lot of times I'm grateful for my, like the women in my life or the friends in my life. And life is so busy. So you have to give yourself credit for making time for those people.
Yeah.
Like you're grateful for the time they share with you. You're sharing your time. Time is so valuable. So give yourself credit for that.
That's such a like next level way to look at it. Just like, what role do you play in that thing that you're grateful for? That's just so powerful. It's just, it anchors it in a different way or something.
And I feel like once I sit down and like list those things, like you could wake up in the morning and have a bad morning and you're just like everything's going wrong, or just be in that headspace. And then if you list 3 things that you are grateful for and how you contributed, you're like, oh, life's pretty good. You know, like just something that simple will change your mindset. And I feel like that's so important right now with all the crazy stuff that's going on.
Yeah.
You know, like everyone's stressed about losing their job or what's going to happen, lockdown, being around their elderly parents. You know, it's like if you sit down and just think of the positive things, it just makes it that much easier.
And I think well, Lindsay and I were talking about this at lunch, so I'm going to tell you what she said about Wild Orange in a second here, but we were talking the other day at lunch about how literally anxiety comes from thinking about the future, and depression comes from thinking about the past. But there's literally no suffering in the present moment, which I think Megan's going to talk about.
Yeah, Megan did talk about that in our call.
But it's like you cannot be in fear or stress and gratitude at the same time, which is go to gratitude journaling or gratitude. Like even if you don't have time to sit and write it down and journal about it, like even just
text it to yourself or something, you know, or text it to somebody.
Yeah, but I think it also, like, even if you're just sitting on the couch holding your cup of coffee with 2 hands and realizing warmth from it, like just even being able to pull yourself into a present moment to notice a small detail like that will still take you out of that craziness and ground you. And if you can do that a few times a day and start to be conscious about that, the thing is that we want to create muscle memory and habits, right? So we need to like teach our body to be in a relaxed state. And so I think just little tips like that is like, if we can start to, even if you have to write a Post-it note somewhere that you'll see during the day to remind yourself to do that, I think it's helpful to start pulling ourselves into the present moment more, because then we're not freaking out.
Yeah. And like I don't think a lot of people, even like when you said feel the warmth of their coffee, I don't think a lot of people even appreciate that. They're thinking of what they need to do next. I'm the worst for that. Like while I'm brushing my teeth, I'm thinking of all the things. Like just enjoy. How does it feel when you're brushing your teeth? Yeah. Like it's seconds that you can spend.
A lot of girls will say to like habit stack, which means like anchor habit to one that's existing, and brushing your teeth is actually like a really good time to start doing like affirmations or gratitude practice, because you have that 2 minutes that you're going to stand there spending, anyway. So maybe that's a good time to just start being like, if it's not affirmations, maybe just even like the gratitude stuff.
Yeah, I know. I love habit stacking. I always forget about that. You spoke about that in the reset. Yeah, and that's such a powerful tool. And another thing that the 4th tip, which goes along with how you were saying, there's no room for suffering when you're in like that gratitude state. Number 4 for me is moving your body, because when you move your body and exercise, your body releases endorphins that make you feel more positive. Yeah. And it also, when you have release endorphins, it moves you away from the feeling of pain or your like perception of pain, which would be suffering. So moving your body, it doesn't have to be anything major. Something I suggested the other day was walking up the stairs instead of taking the elevator, parking a little bit further away. Like I know this time of year is hard with the weather changing and it's going to be gross out. Like I know in Victoria, it's so rainy over the winter. Where you are, it might be snowing, too cold, you can't get outside. even like stretching in the morning, or taking the stairs, parking a little bit further and getting like a few extra steps in. It's, I feel like the moving your body when you're in this like sluggish, gloomy time makes such a difference. And good oil for that is, I find peppermint makes me feel energized, and I'll use peppermint like before I go. If you can make it to the gym, amazing. Not everyone has time to do that. So even like 10 minutes out of your day will make such a difference. And number 5 is taking vitamin D.
Yeah, huge.
Because like we just changed the clocks back. It gets dark at 5:30 right now. It'll like during the winter in Victoria, it'll get dark at like 4.
Same.
So vitamin D, like I read an article, anyone north of Arizona should be taking vitamin D because we're not getting enough in the off season. And I get my vitamin D from the Microplex.
Yeah.
So it's a combo of a bunch of stuff, but there is vitamin D in there. If anyone has their vitamins left from the reset, if you didn't take them all, or if you want to order more, they're from the lifelong vitality pack. And
that's my favorite thing for mental health. For me, like I can calm myself down with balance or adaptive or serenity or something like that. So in that moment, but the thing that actually like keeps me out of those downward spirals, literally for depression, like I have depressive tendencies. And the thing that has literally made 1,000% difference for me personally in my mental health has been the lifelong vitality pack. And I'm sure that it's probably just like a vitamin deficiency that I've had my whole life. So like whether my body's just not able to absorb certain nutrients or whatever, but in this form it does. And like if I go off of them for about 3 days, I start to feel that negative spiral happening in my head. Like, what's the point of all this? I don't even understand what I'm doing. I suck at everything. Like,
I know. And that happens to everyone.
And it happens to everybody. But I think that there's actually, like, how do you feel on the, so Julianne, if you're still watching, chime in and tell me how you feel on the vitamins, because I know that you are taking them too. But how, Candace, how have you felt on the vitamins if you start taking
Great.
them?
And remember, I ordered more, and then I was only taking them once a day, and I must have like missed a couple days. And I noticed, like, it was the other week when I was like during my period, but I noticed such a difference for like from 2 times a day to once a day. So now I'm back twice a day, and I feel like myself again. I feel great. I don't know if it was just like a hormonal imbalance or if it was the vitamins too. It could have, I don't know, it could have been both, but I'm just going to stick to twice a day because I have been feeling really good while I'm taking them. So
I think it's just like, that's like a perfect example though of how we're kind of skeptical about it at first, and then we're surprised, and then we're sure. That's how I feel about oils too. Like most people come into oils, I did too, thinking it was a fad. So you're skeptical at first, and then you have a couple of coincidences, so you're surprised, and then eventually they happen often enough that you're like, okay, that's not
it's
just
something's working. Yeah.
So for me, that's like 100% with the vitamins. I've come off of them a few times in the last 1.5 years, and every single time I've just not bothered taking them or forgotten or didn't bring them when we went away for a week or whatever. Like, it literally is a complete spiral that I start to circle around, and I can feel myself going. And then I'm like, I didn't take my freaking vitamins. Like, what an easy fix for something that I battled with.
Yeah. I know. I've noticed it's made such a difference. I don't know how the other girls feel, but yeah, I've really liked them. They're working for me, and the Microplex has everything that I need. It's like the vitamin B, vitamin D, everything.
Yeah, Julianne just chimed in. She said she keeps forgetting to take them. She needs to make it a morning habit. You know what we're gonna do?
Habit stacking on the brushing your teeth to take your vitamins.
So in December, we're going to be talking a lot about giving yourself the gift of self-care. That's going to be our topic. This month, it's very much emotional support, but Julianne, so next month, we're going to be going through like literally self-care. So it's like taking your vitamins so that you don't go into those downward spirals, and habit stacking so that you remember to take them. And like, we can do accountability and check-ins in the group. Whoever wants to be a part of it, it's all going to be just in this Facebook group. But like, we need to start. So I just had my first counseling appointment in a long time the other day, and that literally said to me, you need to start taking better care of yourself, which is always one of those things that surprises you, because you think you take care of yourself, but there's so many components.
You're also taking care of 3 kids.
Yeah, I'm taking care of 3 kids and 2 businesses, and sometimes my husband. It's so funny, but like, we've got all kinds of stuff going on. Everybody has all kinds of stuff going on, and all of a sudden you realize, like, when was the last time I took time to actually like balance myself? And it never happened. And so she was like, this counselor said, like, you need to start focusing on your self-care and take baby steps. And like, I know all this, we all know all this stuff, but it's actually like kind of taking a step back and realizing that like maybe you're not taking as good of care of yourself as you should be, which is ironic since I'm trying to teach other people how to take care of themselves, but we're all in it together. And it's not like nobody ever said I was perfect. And I don't think anybody's claiming to be perfect. I think that we all want to work towards a better version of ourselves, but in a like realistic way. Oh, coffee.
Good morning.
Morning.
To the camera, Reese.
Oh, I was not there.
Juliana, Lindsay.
Oh,
You got to duck down. I'm grateful for my husband.
Coffee delivery.
He even foamed the milk.
That's so nice.
My oat milk.
So nice.
Okay, so hold on. I gotta just quickly run up and see what Lindsay said. So she said they soaked themselves in wild orange. So they were freaking out last year about going, her and her girlfriend, about driving to the mountains, and it was supposed to be a snowstorm. So they were super nervous about it. So it says we soaked ourselves. So I gave her a bottle of wild orange. I was like, take this, it might help.
Yeah.
So she said they soaked themselves in wild orange. They were feeling anxious because her friend was feeling anxious with the winter mountain driving. And lucky for me, had lunch with Mara and she gifted us with it. And now I love mixing it with peppermint in the morning. Smells great and easy to use. Oh, that's my favorite too.
Yeah.
And she also said she loves Insight app for meditations.
Oh yeah, I've heard about that one.
Have you?
Yeah, I've never used it. And then other people use Calm as well. I think that might be free for the first couple months.
Oh yeah, Calm. I did sign up for that once.
Yeah. There's so many free ones out there.
Totally. Julianne says, hi Reese. Lynn's throwing a heart. Yeah, so what were we talking about?
I'll recap the 5 tips that I use. Number 1 would be your diffuser. So turn on your diffuser and we can always like list a few blends in there, or I just go on Pinterest and I search. But yeah, the peppermint and wild orange, peppermint, rosemary, and grapefruit. Those are my top 2, and the frankincense and lemon. Number 2 is meditate. And then number 3 was gratitude practice. Number 4 is moving your body. And then number 5 would be vitamin D, which is so important for like seasonal blues right now. And then 5 oils to use would be, I have lavender that I use, which is super calming if you are anxious during all this crazy time right now. And then adaptive as well. This one I just started using. This is one of like my newest purchases. And I love this one. You could put it on your neck, put it on your wrist when you're feeling overwhelmed. I put it in the diffuser to promote like calmness and grounding. And bottoms of your feet too. I read that it's recommended to put on the bottom of your feet to make you feel relaxed when you're overwhelmed. And then frankincense. I love frankincense. I've been using this one for years, and that one's super grounding, promotes feelings of peace. It also helps with focus and your immunity support. So like this is, if you're going to order any oil, this one's the best right now, I think. And you can use it for skincare, which we'll talk about in December for self-care. I use it in my toner and stuff. Oh yeah, I use it in my toner. You can just like add a couple drops to your moisturizer. That's another thing too. If people don't have diffusers, you could apply that most of these oils to, I would test it first, but like I don't even use a carrier with any of these. I just topically, and my skin's strong enough to use these, and or like add them to a couple drops of your moisturizer.
Frankincense is known for anti-aging.
Yeah, I use it. Yeah, my toner, I put a couple drops in my moisturizer. Or even if you get home from work and you want to give yourself like just like a little foot massage, or you can add these to the bath. Like if you don't have a diffuser, it's not the end of the world. You can use them in so many other ways.
Yeah.
And then balance is the other one I spoke about. And like most of if any of the girls did the Healthy Habits kit, these 3 are in the kit. So you already have them. I need to order more balance. And then adaptive. I'm happy to give out samples of the adaptive if you just message me or comment below. And then the other one I was going to talk about was Serenity, which I've been reading a ton about. And that one reduces anxiety too. I haven't ordered that one yet. It's on my LRP order. I'm really excited to try that one because the more I'm reading about it, it sounds like such a good one for this time of the year.
I use it every night.
Yeah,
And
I just ordered it for
Rylan
my mom.
is 6 and he is, so it's a lavender blend, but it's a lot more earthy kind of than just plain lavender would be. Like there's more, I don't know if it's wood, cedar wood maybe in there.
Yeah, I don't
amazing
love
for sleep.
lavender on its
But
own.
Rylan literally every single night puts Citrus Bliss and Serenity in his diffuser in him and Rhett's room. He like won't go to bed unless he has his oils going. It's such a habit for him now, and I can't believe I started him so young. Like
That's so cute. Yeah,
so cute. Like half the time I forget to do my diffuser, but Rylan,
I think that's great. Yeah.
Lindsay wants to know, what does adaptive?
That's adorable. Yeah, it said it's like, it's not super floral. Adaptive is like,
It has magnolia in it, but
it's kind of sweet. Yeah, it's like a little bit sweet. I don't really know how to compare it. It's like not as earthy and like you know how frankincense is like earthy and like roots, you know? And then lavender is really floral. It's kind of in the middle. It's like refreshing and sweet. Kind of. I don't really know how to describe it. I really like it. I'm so happy I ordered this one. And I made a roller of it. I've even made a roller for it for a few girls at work.
Yeah.
Just like rub that on. You could, it smells nice. Like you could wear it as perfume and it's like super calming. Put it on the back of your neck, on your wrists.
Totally. Linz, I can give you some.
Yeah, and Serenity, it said, yeah, if anyone wants samples, any of the ones that we talked about today, or if you want to chat about things that you're going through or you think that oils would benefit, you can think about what ones are specific to your needs. But yeah, so my 5 oils.
It definitely has wild orange in it. Adaptive. Julianne's just saying it has orange in it.
Okay, nice.
Like wild orange, frankincense,
Nice.
magnolia. There's like, I don't even know how many ingredients, like how many different oils are in adaptive, but whatever they're doing with it, some people are actually coming off of like legit medications and stuff with it. It's making that much impact. And they also have it in soft gel form, which I have too, if you want to try that way. But also for anybody who hasn't tried the Lifelong Vitality Pack, I actually have you can buy like one of the boxes of them from the US warehouse, and they're like individually wrapped per, like they're rationed out or whatever. Like, so if you want to try, 5 days of the vitamins, let me know. I can send those out too. I can mail them out.
Cool.
I think notice a huge difference after 3 to 4 days if they start taking them twice a day.
I noticed a difference right away in the first week for sure.
Linz, you can smell it next time you're here. Yeah, totally. See you next week. She comes over for lunch a lot because she works right.
Oh, nice. Yeah, so that was it. My 5 tips and my 5 oils. I don't have Serenity to show you, but it's coming. It should be here next week. So if anyone wants samples of that, I will have it and I can send those out next week and they'll get to you hopefully before the next coffee chat, definitely before the end of the month when we have a guest speaker. But yeah, is there questions? You can feel free to message me or message Mara.
Do you guys have any questions
below.
before we hop off? We'll just ask them. There's a little bit of a delay for the video, but if they have
okay.
Oh, what was your 5th tip? Sorry, I was going to list them in here. So number 1, diffuse in the morning to set your day. Number 2, meditate, even if it's 3 minutes.
Meditate.
3, gratitude practice.
3 is gratitude.
4, move your body.
4 is move your body. And 5 is vitamin D or any vitamins. But I think right now for seasonal blues, vitamin D is so important if you're going to take anything. And if you don't have, like, go to the health food store and get vitamin D. Don't get like the shopper stuff. If you can. Yeah. It's only a few dollars more.
So that's probably a really good topic for us to bring up during the self-care month. But I think a lot of people are really interested to know, like, what's the difference between taking a Centrum vitamin and doTERRA's vitamins? Like, literally, what's the difference? And why do we have to pay more for, the Whole Foods vitamins as opposed to the ones that you can get at Costco or whatever? Because they are very different and they react very differently in our bodies. So maybe we'll, if you guys are interested in that kind of stuff, let us know and we will definitely create some content around that for you. Have either of us tried the new little ceramic diffuser? I have not. No. I got the Christmas ones last year. They had these little lava stone ones. It was like a little 2-pack. So it's just cool. Lava stone. And so it doesn't really work in a large room like what I'm in, but in my bathroom, it's perfect because if guests are coming, you just drop like 6 little drops of whatever kind of scent you want in your bathroom. And it's like a natural
Mhm.
potpourri, and it only lasts a couple hours. So it's not the same as if you obviously had like a chemical scent freshener that would stay for 8 hours or whatever. But if you're looking for
Mhm.
natural things and non-toxic, then this is awesome to have in a small space. And that little flower petal diffuser would be the same, because it doesn't actually have the ability to push it up into the air. But I mean, this is cool for my, like, Liz, I don't know if you've ever seen this, but it's in my bathroom on my counter in the main floor. So I just put a little bit of, before people come over for supper or whatever, I'll just go throw a little something in there. And then it smells nice for like the 2 or 3 hours that they're here, but it is a smaller space. So in a room, like a bigger room like this, you're going to want a diffuser that can push the scent. But even for your desk,
Mhm.
you know, if it's just sitting right by you and you're only trying to get that smell just within a couple of feet radius, then that would work for you. You just put whatever scent you want, and then it wouldn't float out to the whole office. So that might work well for
Mhm.
you. And it's cute, that little petal one. You know what else?
I don't
Oh,
think
here,
I
I
saw
have a
that
picture of it right here in the front of the
Oh, okay, yeah.
holiday
That one
guide.
is cute.
So
Yeah.
most of our holiday stuff that they released November 1st is already sold out, but there's a bunch of stuff that they're not releasing until December. I can't remember if it's 1st or 2nd. I think it's the 1st. So I'm gonna post a bunch of stuff about that, because it even has like a personal scent, like a perfume that they are
Mhm.
coming out with, and a tinted lip gloss, and I'll be buying those. Like that's this page
Cool.
here.
Cool.
This like the
I didn't
and
even open that yet.
Julianne's still watching. It has patchouli in it, and that's her favorite. So you're gonna love that. The tinted lip gloss, I think it's gonna be awesome. It has like peppermint oil in it and stuff, and a whole bunch of oils that are gonna obviously be good for you.
Mhm.
And then this Quintana personal aroma, that's what I'm interested in. Unspoiled and spectacular, it says. Anyways, it's from Madagascar, so it's got like a unique floral and fauna. So the epitome of romance, Madagascar is the inspiration for this personal fragrance, Quintana. So it's going to have ylang ylang, hints of ylang ylang, gardenia, patchouli, vetiver. Oh my gosh, vetiver, tambra. I'll tag her in here. She asked me about vetiver the other day, and I've been trying it every night before I fall asleep since. I just put like a tea bit right below my nose, and then I put some on the bottoms of my feet, and I'm like,
Really? I've never used that one. I always wondered because it's in a few
Oh.
blends.
so good. It's so
Okay.
earthy, but in a
Mhm.
really good way.
Okay,
Any-
cool.
Knocking myself out with, and then my kid's been teething, so I've been up in the middle of the night a lot lately. So then I'm just putting vetiver and serenity, a little here and a little here, and then I'm right back out. Whereas usually I would lay there for hours after I go back to bed. So
Yeah.
Tambra, if you're watching this later, vetiver, amazing, so good. And I think there's like a bunch. I mean, just like any oil, there's a bazillion things you can use them for. But vetiver for
Mhm.
going to sleep for me has been like Roman chamomile knocks Reese out. I do serenity and Roman chamomile in the diffuser. He walks into the room and he can smell Roman chamomile, and he's like out. So
Amazing.
everybody is
Amazing.
so different with oils, but you just find what works
Yeah.
for you, go with it.
Yeah.
What do you love
Yeah.
for sleep?
Lavender and cedarwood. I have no problem sleeping. I'll fall asleep right away. But if I'm like super anxious and trying to nap, I'll do lavender and cedarwood.
Nice. Cedarwood's so good.
But
I think one and the
Yeah.
serenity one.
And cedarwood is just nice for this time of year. Mix
Mhm.
that with On Guard. It's like I like it. It's nice.
I think recently.
But I should go.
Yeah, we're up.
But yeah, you listed all 5 tips.
Yeah, got it.
And then do you want to list the 5 oils too? Or people can just message me if they want.
Okay,
Any
which ones are
samples or
they?
questions?
Balance.
Balance, adaptive, lavender, frankincense, and serenity.
Balance, adaptive, frankincense, serenity.
And lavender.
Oh, lavender, sorry.
Mhm.
Boom. Okay,
Cool.
got it.
Thank you.
Ladies, thank you for
Alrighty.
hopping on with us. She's thinking her office for the petal diffuser, and Julianne loves patchouli. Okay, well, this has been another edition of our Saturday Coffee Chats. I hope you girls have enjoyed it, and thank you, Candace, for walking us through all that today.
That was easy. It wasn't scary at all.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, message us and then we'll send out samples next week.
Yep. Message us or drop a comment below, and we'll come back and we will find out what you want to work on, and we'll send out samples.
Cool.
You ladies have a great day.
Yeah, have a good day. See you later.